Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Sophie, this is Jackpot Comic Talks, and in today's video, I went to a very small, semi-local comic book trade show type deal, and I'm going to be showing you guys the books I picked up. There are a lot of great ones, and I have a few fun stories, so yeah, let's get into it. Alright, so like I said, I went to a very small kind of comic book trade show. I was expecting it to be a little bit bigger. I've gone to a few small cons before, and I expected it to be a little bit more like that. This one was free admission, just comic books, and it was, I think, 6 or so sellers in one small room in a hotel convention center, and everyone was just buying and selling and trading comics. So yes, I was expecting it to be a little bit bigger, but I definitely found some great stuff for how small it was. Everyone there was very nice. I had some fun conversations with the sellers, and yeah, overall I had a really great time. I was going to film an intro when I was outside of the hotel, and I was going to do my intro but outside of it, and then I was going to film going in there and stuff, and then I just got very shy about it, to be honest. I won't lie to you guys. I went in and I was going to film a little bit, and I haven't done that before. I haven't filmed in a store or comic convention or anything like that, and I just got very nervous and was like, I'll focus on buying and finding comics that I want, and then I'll try it next time. So yeah, I didn't get any film of actually looking for the books or anything. It's going to be something I try to do more, but we'll see. Just today wasn't that day. But nonetheless, I did find a lot of great stuff. I wanted to make a video about it and show you guys. So yeah, let's go ahead and dive into it. So a little bit of backstory for why I got this first comic I'm going to be showing you. I am trying to buy less comics in bulk and more focus on some of the bigger keys that I want. Because sometimes I'm like, oh, that $300-400 key would be really cool to have, but I just don't want to spend that money on one single comic, and then I fill that void with a bunch of other cheaper comics that probably still totals to $300, and I'm like, man, I wish I could have gotten that key though. And I'm like, well, you could have if you hadn't bought all those other comics. Don't get me wrong, I love all of the comics that I have, and I'm very happy with my collection, but there are a few keys that I want to focus on right now. One of them is the first appearance of Black Cat. I used to not really care about that character. It was just, another Spider-Man villain. And sometimes she and Peter are together, and my preferred couple for the Spider-Man comics is, in fact, Peter and Mary Jane. I'm thinking you guys know that by now. So she kind of was just meh. I don't really care, but I've read a lot more of her recently and have grown to love that character. So I do want to get her first appearance. Probably gonna look for a graded one of that though. And as you guys know, if it's graded, you can't actually read it. So one of the books that I picked up was the True Believers Amazing Spider-Man. Oh, it doesn't have the issue number of the actual Spider-Man one. I don't remember which one it was off the top of my head, but it is a reprint of Black Cat's first appearance. So I will actually be able to read the story. I'm very excited about that because, again, even if I got a raw copy, I doubt I would be reading it because I wouldn't want to accidentally damage the book, especially because it can be very expensive. So I was happy to get the True Believers version for $2, and I'll actually be able to read it. So that's exciting. And then next, I did get a Marvel team up. This is Spider-Man and Moon Knight 144. This one looked cool, and I obviously love Spider-Man, and I think Moon Knight is pretty cool as well. So I decided to pick that one up. Then I got Hawk and Dove #1. I can't remember if this is the first issue with Dawn being Dove. or if that's a different one, but nonetheless, I have grown to love Hawk and Dove. Sorry, my voice keeps like giving out. I've grown to love Hawk and Dove and their comics. They are pretty closely associated with the Teen Titans, and I do love the Teen Titans. So I've been picking up more of them recently. I did get a different Hawk and Dove #1. Maybe that's the first appearance of Dawn, the other one that I have. I don't remember. Or it could be a comic I don't even have yet. But I did pick this up for $5, so not too bad. Then I got Batman 634. This is part of the Under the Red Hood storyline. It is the next storyline that I am trying to complete in full. I have quite a bit of it. I already have 635, which is the first appearance of Jason Todd as the Red Hood, and that I think is the most expensive book of that run. So now it's just trying to find all the rest of them. I think I have another 4 or so already. So almost there with completing that storyline. Then we have a Secret Wars #1 variant. It's a J. Scott Campbell variant, and it has Peter, Mary Jane, and Annie on it, and I have been searching for this one. So when I saw, it was funny, I walked in the door, I looked at a few stands first, and then I walked over to another booth, and I just went up to a random box and was, looking at like the tabs, and one of them that I saw was J. Scott Campbell, and I was like, of course I went to this box first. It was meant to be. I have like a sixth sense for that sort of thing. So I did pick this one up. Again, I've been looking for it for a while. It was a Midtown Comics exclusive, and it crosses another J. Scott Campbell cover that I wanted off of my want list. So I was excited. Then I got a set of comics. This is Mary Jane. I got 1 through 4. I got it for $10, all 4 issues. So there's #1, #2, #3, and #4. I've been searching for those 4 issues for a little while. There's that series, and then there is also Spider-Man Loves Mary Jane, and then I think Spider-Man Loves Mary Jane freshman year, something like that. I've been looking for those for a while. I've been wanting to read them. Apparently they're actually pretty good. I'm hoping that they are. I think it'll be something new and fun to read. So when I saw that they had the complete set of 4 for Mary Jane, I was very excited. Next, we have 2 more modern Amazing Spider-Man books. I tried to put these in kind of like a cohesive order of how I was going to show them off and stuff. So the next 2 are like modern Amazing Spider-Man. This is number 58, Happy Birthday Part 2 of 3. This is the first appearance of Last Stand Spider-Man, I believe is what it said. Yeah, I knew it was on my want list, so when I saw it, I picked it up, but I couldn't remember why I wanted it. So I'm going to have to read it and see. I don't think it's because of that first appearance. I think it's something else. So yeah, I need to actually read this one and see why I wanted to pick it up, or if maybe I was just confused. It could really honestly be either one. Next up, we've got Amazing Spider-Man 25, and this is a variant. I do have the black and white version of this, but I have been searching for the color version. $7 is the cheapest that I have seen it, so I picked it up as soon as I saw it. I was very happy to find this one and was able to get it for a decent price. Next, we're jumping into some older Amazing Spider-Man. That's one of those runs that I would like to eventually, not complete probably, but just try to get a very good chunk of it. It's my favorite series to collect because there's so much of it that you can easily find different issues here and there that are affordable, and you can finish up different arcs. So I love collecting it like up to a certain point. And then it gets into like more of the modern stories, and I only collect certain ones of those, but past a certain point, I'll literally buy any that they have. So I did pick some up to help fill in that run. So I got issue 64, and this is just a very cool cover. I don't think it had any key significance to it, other than it was a cool cover and it's a little bit older, and it's actually in pretty good condition. It was 21 bucks. I don't know if I overpaid. I don't know if I underpaid. I've got no idea. But I just thought it was cool, and I was buying other comics from that seller, so I decided wanted to go ahead and pick it up. Then I picked up Amazing Spider-Man 254. And this one also doesn't have any key significance, but it's a really great black suit covers. That's kind of what I've been into very recently, is trying to find a lot of the black suit covers. Mary Jane and Black Suit Spider-Man are like my favorite covers to collect within Spider-Man. So I picked up a few of these. So I got this one, and then I also picked up 265, and this is the first appearance of Silver Sable. I got this one for $12.50, and it's actually in really good condition, so I thought it was a good buy. I've seen multiple people pick this up recently. I don't know if there is speculation that the character is going to be in the movies or TV show or something. I'm not sure. But I just thought it was cool, and I've been seeing it so much recently that I'm like, yeah, I need a copy too. So I did pick one up. Then we have Amazing Spider-Man 309. I just bought a bunch of issues surrounding this one that I've been wanting to read, but I was missing this one, so now with this one I'll be able to read a little bit more. I think I'm still missing like 1 to 2 issues in between, you know, where it starts and stops, so I do need to find those, but now I have at least another one. And then I'm so excited for this. I have been wanting this cover for forever. This is Amazing Spider-Man 347. It's a very classic cover with Venom holding the skull of Spider-Man and saying, "Alas, poor Spider-Man, I killed him well." And I just think it's a great cover. I've been wanting it for a very long time. So it is very awesome to finally check that off of my want list. There is Amazing Spider-Man 353, just a cool cover, and it's got Punisher and Darkhawk on there with Spider-Man. And then Amazing Spider-Man 373, and I thought this cover was pretty cool as well. And so that wraps up Amazing Spider-Man and all kind of like miscellaneous books that I picked up. And the next books that I got, I did get a key comic that I have been wanting for a while, just waiting for like the right time to buy it. Now for these next books that I'm going to show you, I actually did trade for these books. I traded a Marvel Chillers #1. It was the first appearance of Madrid the Mystic or something like that. The name was similar to that at least. I went to claim something in a claim sale and did not capitalize the L, and so it looked like a capital I, and that was what was on I. And I did comment and say, hey, you know, I didn't mean to claim that. I was actually trying to claim L, but I didn't capitalize it. It kind of got lost in all the other comics. So I was just like, you know what, it's whatever. I'll take it and just resell it. So I did trade that away, along with I actually had 2 copies of Batman 635, first appearance of Jason Todd as the Red Hood. I did trade that. It was a pretty high grade copy. It wasn't near mint by any means. Had a few spine ticks, and there was a weird like white spot on it up in the top corner. I'm not sure what it was, but the other copy I had didn't have that, so I knew it was something. So I did trade that, and then a couple of new Teen Titans books, and I traded those all for what I have here. And what I have here is the first Miss Marvel. This comic itself is the first appearance of Carol Danvers as Miss Marvel. I love Miss Marvel, Captain Marvel, both Carol Danvers and Kamala Khan, and to have this is pretty cool. I know I've said before that the Miss Marvel series with Kamala is the first series I read all the way through as a kid, and after reading that I looked more into Captain Marvel books, and Carol quickly became another favorite of mine. So to have this is pretty awesome. I am very excited. I got a pretty good deal on this, and then it's actually also, I don't know if you guys will be really able to see it. I'll kind of hold it up closer to the camera, but it is in really great condition as well. I'd say it's a very high grade. If I decide to get it graded, I doubt I will, but if I did, it would probably grade pretty high. So I was extremely excited to see this. It's actually, now that I think about it, it's the first wall book that I've bought. You know how sellers have boxes in front of their booths and then they have the wall of comics behind them? It's the first one I've picked up off a wall, so that's also kind of exciting. So yes, I did get Miss Marvel #1. First appearance of Carol Danvers as Miss Marvel, but then the seller also told me, because I walked up there, we were kind of talking, he asked me what I collected, and if I, was interested in anything I was looking at on the wall, and I pointed that one out, and I said, I just want to look at that. He was like, okay. He handed it to me. I was like, wow, it's in really high grade. I'm interested in this one. He was like, I tell you what, I've got a ton of that series in my other boxes as well. He was like, if you wanted to pick up some more of those, I'm sure I can cut you a deal. I was like, all right. So I went over, I picked up all that he had, and then, I asked him, I was like, would you be into, trading some, partial trade, full trade? I've got some books in the car. I literally brought all the books that I've been trying to sell, like on Mercari and stuff, with me, just in case, because you never know who's a fan of what and what you might have that they want. So I just brought it all. He looked through it. He picked out those books that I mentioned to trade, and we came up with that deal. So along with Miss Marvel #1, I also got Miss Marvel #3. #2 was not included. It is a key. It is the first something. I don't remember what the key significance is to it, but it wasn't in there. But 3 was, 4, 5, and 6. Seven and 8. And then 9 was not in there. It is the first appearance of Deathbird. First appearance of Deathbird. I made sure to write it down because I knew I'd forget. So it wasn't in there. But number 10 was. So was number 11. Number 12, which I do love this cover. Number 13. And 14, as well as 15. And then I also got issue 19, issue 21, where, not this specific issue, but at this point in it, she switched to the outfit that is more recognizable and a little bit different. And then I also picked up number 22, also featuring Deathbird. So this is Deathbird. This is the one that the first appearance was number 9. So that one was missing. But, so yes, this is 22. It was a 23-issue run. And I am very excited that I actually got the bulk of it all in one go, trading comics that I didn't want anymore. So I was very happy with that trade. The guy was super nice. They do this small convention a lot, so if I go back and he's there, I'll definitely be making a beeline to his booth, because he was really nice and very helpful, and I got an amazing deal with these comics. I am absolutely psyched. Like, I cannot believe that I am holding in my hands the first issue of Miss Marvel. And that's what I'm talking about really when I want to start focusing more on those big keys, because all of these books are great, but the one that brings me the most joy is this key issue. And it's not one that's like hundreds and hundreds of dollars, but it's not as cheap as some of the other ones that I've gotten. So I think that I'll find a little bit more joy in comic collecting if I focus on the ones that I really, really want, rather than ones that I'm just like, yeah, that's a cool cover. Oh, this was a good story. And that's still okay to buy those, but I think I just want to focus on those big keys a little bit more. So that is what I tried to do for this. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Remember to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Comment down below if you guys have gone to any comic book trade shows or conventions recently. What have you picked up from there? Have you gotten any big keys, or did you focus more on like the back issues? You know, what have your experiences been with those? I'll be excited to read them. And I will see you guys in the next video. As always, I hope you hit the jackpot with the next comics you get, and I will see you next time. Bye!